Greetings everyone, my name is Zetterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 5 viewer submitted levels, so in this part, I'll continue on by covering several more viewer submitted levels, starting out with this one, Sand Fortress by MAGMAX, 4 plays and a score of 1. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a part like this one, please leave the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Additionally, in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I will cover in these parts. So first we need to fight off this Colton. Thankfully we have the dive missile to make things a little bit easier. And we have 6 boss doors in quick succession. I guess it's to add to the dramatic tension or something. And I guess the stage's gimmick is going to be fighting several of these enemies on footholders on opposing sides of the room. And the general room layout is going to be the same with the 2 sets of count bombs, a 2x2 on the left and right part of the screen, a press on the right side, and a green footholder on the right side with a orange footholder on the left side. Plus every room type will have a different enemy, but the general layout will be the same. Although some rooms will be more or less challenging depending on what enemy type is there. Gotta be a bit careful to not get sniped off the green footholders because they can fire back onto me. And unfortunately I can't use charge shots either, which may be a slight problem. At least there's a large life energy over there in case you need it. Like I do right over here. Unfortunately, I don't have a grabby weapon, so I can't grab that one. At the very least, checkpoint placement seems to be fine. And I did like there was a large life energy there in case you lost it. And the rooms are gradually getting harder because we have the killer bullet as well as the super ball cannon over there. Plus we actually have a ceiling as well. I wanted to kill off those octopus batteries for some extra life and weapon energy, like what happened here. That was a bit close over there. I thought I was gonna get shot off the spring and that segment. Especially because we only have 1 spring now. It's gradually gotten a bit harder. Well, it's a bit easier now, thankfully. And it's definitely a bit harder as well because we have the screw bombers on the right side of the screen now. And now Sniper Joe. If only I had a charge shot. Then again, it would make the stage a whole lot easier and somewhat broken actually. At the very least, the right footholder is an orange one. So there's no risk of me getting shot out of the sky. And it seems that we have these regularly placed refill rooms where we can kill off these octopus batteries to get some more weapon energy. Oh goody, we have the Yambos too. Really, I have nothing more to say about this stage, other than the fact we're going to a similar room type and defeating different types of enemies, which shifts up the challenges a little bit. What I would like is a checkpoint nearby. This is a good place for a checkpoint, it's been quite a while. At last, the next checkpoint. There should have been one or two more checkpoints in between this area. Having to repeat that segment over and over if you fail is more a nuisance to potential players. That's the major issue about this stage, especially because the challenges are rather repetitive. The only thing changing are the spring amounts as well as the enemy configurations. So there should have been one or two more checkpoints between this one and the first one. I was pressing the slide button. Ah, phew, and this is a good place for a checkpoint, which makes it even more odd why the previous segment, before the second checkpoint, didn't have one or two more. This is a perfect place for it. And of course we have this boss corridor, or barricade. At the very least, I have the ability to use the Thunder Beam, so it isn't as bad as the last time. Thank you for jumping off screen, Cutman. Although it seems that Cutman's weakness here was the Mega Buster, so I guess it balances out. Honestly, I cannot give this stage a thumbs up. The lack of checkpoints between checkpoint 1 and 2 really killed this stage for me because having to read that challenge once or twice off screen really grates on me, especially because the challenge is generally the same, the only difference are the enemy placements. So my apologies. Second on the lineup is Flowing Palace by Dolphin, 27 plays and a score of 15. Let's see what this level has to offer. Crashman's the boss, and I have the Quick Boomerang as well as the Crash Bomber. I wonder why it's flowing. Well, we have hotheads now, as well as these prop tops, or whatever they're called. I mean walkers. Well, that's a rather close checkpoint placement. We started out in Flame Man's whatever that area was, and now we're down over here. There may be a secret down that pit, but I don't want to risk it. Thank you for giving us the ability to use Crash Bomber, especially with the more durable gachapons. That's a safe introduction to the Sparkman platforms, good. Nice checkpoint placement, now we have more difficult configuration with spikes. And tellies. Nothing too bad so far. And these despawn off screen too, so it's fine. Gotta be a little bit quick here. So you evade being crushed. I'll ignore the lore route. If this was in another Mega engine, I would think there would be a secret up there, especially with the different tile, the purple one. Down we go. This stage is really forgiving in the amount of checkpoints it has, especially in comparison to the previous level I played. I don't mind it too much. It's quite a breeze of a stage. Outside those few jumps with the Sparkman platforms, this stage was on the easier side of being a traditional level. None of the special weapons were mandatory, and it was a nice breeze. This was kind of more of an average stage for me. It was short but sweet, and I feel like it was more like an interlude or an intro stage in some way. I'll still give it a thumbs up because I enjoyed it, but honestly, it would probably get a 5. Still, it was fun, and it wasn't frustrating, and it didn't overstay its welcome. Third on the lineup is The Stage Only I Asked For by CSketch, 26 plays and a score of 7. Let's see what they mean by the title. A bit of a longer level, probably medium length. I knew there was going to be a secret on the left. So many Mega Man level creators do this. Whole bunch of special weapons, good. Now, is this going to be a traditional level like the previous one? Or a different one? I knew there was going to be a secret down over here. It was just so suspicious, especially with those unavoidable shield attackers unless you go forwards. I'll probably need to replay the stage at least once to see what's on the right path. I really hope there's no force beam runaway segments. But we do have a bit of an enemy spam gauntlet, or rather you need to run through the segment as quickly as possible so you aren't ambushed by all these tellies. Or get thrown off the stage somehow. Let's try jumping over the pit and see where it leads to. I was right, it actually leads to an E-Tank. This was an optional segment for more skilled players. You're either forced to take damage, or you can use stuff like Bring Boomerang to destroy those shield attackers first. Let's try this segment again. Oh wow, that was a bit close one there. I also forgot I have access to the charge shot in this stage. It's the Mega Man 6 one. Good. That looks a little bit concerning. Specifically, the checkpoint being right over there. I didn't memorize what's on the right side of the screen over there. Hopefully that doesn't result in my death. Nope, no charge kick or no magnet beam energy. How am I supposed to do this? There's no way to damage boost either. And I don't think jumping is gonna work either. Okay, that's how. You need to be on the edge of that platform. The orange footholder grabbed me and I didn't react fast enough. What happened there? I just phased right through the green one. There we go, that's how we do it. Now we gotta be a bit quick here so we can make it through. At least there was a lenient amount of time to get through, and there's a checkpoint right over here, thank goodness. That previous segment shouldn't have been so difficult, there should have been only 1 or 2 deaths, but the collision detection, as well as some oddities with footholders, resulted in my deaths more often than not. Thank you for the more frequent checkpoints here, especially with how difficult this segment can be, or finicky. I knew there was going to be a yoke block over here. It's just so suspicious. Nope, we need to jump onto it. Okay. Makes sense. Okay, that's how. We have a yoke block segment right over here. Although the global timer is messing things up a bit. I'm just gonna damage boost over there, I don't want to take any risks, and oh goody, I need to run quickly here. I'm not taking that damn tank, it's too risky. Thank you for the double life energy restores. And now we have something like the mosh pit from Entity's level in Mega Man Endless. No Yambos here. And the stage is getting really generous in terms of checkpoint placements. I don't mind it because this is a more difficult level. And I forgot that the ceiling still exists there. We're gonna have a sideways gauntlet on that green footholder as well, when it decides to come back. If only the timings were a little bit better. I made the jump. I don't know. At the very least, the stage is done. It was a neat challenge level, that's for sure. I will give it a thumbs up, although, as I said, my fun score would probably be negatively impacted because of all those issues with the footholders and spike hitboxes. My apologies, CSketch. If those didn't happen, I would rate this stage a lot higher. I already aired all my complaints and praises of this stage. Well, on the praise side, I do like the challenge progression starting out a bit easy, and the red force beam segments were a lot easier than I expected it to be. I expected the timing to be a lot more, how should I say it, tense or strict, but what ended up happening was the stage was relatively kind in terms of the precision required there, outside those spike segments. Fourth on the lineup is Photon Man Stage Remix Redux by VoltMan, 64 plays and a score of 18. So I guess this is going to be a remixed version of Photon Man Stage from Mega Man Rock Force. Let's see how accurate it's going to be. Although the stage is a lot more of a joyful tune from Magnet Man, the original Photon Man team was a lot more hectic. Oh neat, we actually have the bomber enemies. Although they're a lot easier here because the original ones on hard mode, they could fire those spread bombs. Or once those bombs hit the floor, they'd fire a wave gatling, or wave spread. Only rush coil, of course, just like in Rock Force. And we also have the Big Eye enemy. In we go. Instead we have ladders. And instead of the bomb spiders, we have infinitely respawning flyboys. The temporary pause over there was really worrisome. And we used to have, I think, those flower enemies instead of the skull mets. We did have a similar up and down gimmick in that stage too, where it tried to raise you into the spikes. So that's accurate. And by taking the lower route, we get an E-tank, and we can also get an E-tank from up there if we really want to. This first segment alone seems really accurate, especially with the enemy types being close enough. And we also have the same type of shield attacker too. We also have the extra life on the bottom right. Although I think you could attack the skull mets or rather flower shield enemies from the back. Although having the enhance there isn't really accurate to the original stage, it makes it more difficult. This definitely feels like a hard mode version of this stage, especially with all the enemies. And I guess this is where we're gonna fight the mini-boss, but I'm not gonna risk it, I'll just use an E-tank here. There probably should have been a checkpoint nearby. Oh, it's probably using the 2 checkpoint model of Rock Force. In the version I played, the number of checkpoints was 4. At least that's what I set it to. Ah, that explains why the scrolling was a little bit broken there. Thank you for the checkpoint. And now this is the point of the stage where we're going to be chased by angry suns that appear on different corners of the screen. And while we need to jump over these shield attackers, but we don't have the angry suns, so this segment is a lot easier, that's for sure. These jumps are still kind of precise and hairy. At the very least, unlike hard mode Rock Force, the number of pickups I get is a lot higher. The summits are as annoying as they were before, that's for sure. I'll just restart at this checkpoint, I need the extra life. Also, unlike Rock Force, I can restart to my heart's content because I don't have any limited lives counter. Over here, we would have a rainwater or sunbeam collection where we need to create the platforms. But instead, we have a Yoku Block segment because we don't have that custom gimmick. Plus, we'd get attacked by bomb spiders. Instead, we're attacked by these aerial enemies. I died 4 more times off screen in that segment alone, and that destroyed my fun at this stage. You really should have made this segment much more easy, because as it stands right now, I'd say that this previous Yoku Block segment alone is more difficult than the hard mode version segment of the equivalent stage in Rock Force. Photon Man segment with the bomb spiders where you have to create the bridges, that I would say is much easier than this segment, especially that last jump, and one of the enemy placements was rather jerkish. Also, the boss corridor for this boss is a bit different as well. This is going to take one more attempt because this boss corridor or boss arena really favors Pharaohman over I. At least I have the charge shot, otherwise this would be a lot more painful. Alright, that's the end of the stage. Unfortunately, as I said, the lead up until that last checkpoint before the boss fight, it was fun, but then the stage was destroyed by the Yoku Block segment, which ended up being more difficult than the original version in Photon Man, because the challenge progression was fine, but suddenly it shot up at that last segment alone, especially because of those dropping enemies which could knock you off of one of the Yoku Blocks if you aren't careful. So my apologies. For the most part, it felt like a nice remix, but at the end it lost itself, and the boss arena was a bit too cramped for my own taste. Fifth and final level of this part is Hydroelectric Storage by Art, 36 plays and a score of 8. So let's see how this level fares. Hopefully it maintains a consistent level of quality. So we have Bubble Man and we have Wave Man's team. Okay, Mega Man 5 charge shot. I guess this will be a water/electric based stage. This seems to be a traditional level in the first place. Well, nowhere else to go other than down. I guess this is going to be a hydroelectric dam or something. Can I make that? I don't want to I don't want to risk it anymore. I think that's going to lead to a bottomless pit. That was a kind of sloppy encounter over there. So far, so good. Yeah, I thought something was going a bit odd over there. I see a key down there as well. I guess this will be utilized for a certain secret or something. though I really need some more health. Of course, it'll block all the shots. The level designer was clever enough. And I gotta be a bit careful there so I don't end up jumping into the spikes. Ah, and we get the rush coil here. Nice. Now we have the missile fish as well as presses too. Gotta be a bit careful with these jumps so I don't overshoot or undershoot. And situations like that where we end up having an invisible ceiling. Like, this is a perfect place for rush coil. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't get this full life refill. Of course, I can always just get to this checkpoint too. That works. A little bit of a harder version of the earlier challenge. Now over a bottomless pit. I want that key. For some reason I couldn't turn there. Gotta be a bit careful here. I'm gonna take a hit if I do that. A little bit unfortunate, but I get a free key for it. I guess this key will either unlock the rush jet, or the next thing I need. Oh, we're going down it seems. I thought we'd have to go somewhere else. It's just a spike drop segment. Once again, by having the rush coil unlocked, I get a free E-tank. Let's try doing this again. At the very least, the Tamas only take about 4 full charge shots to destroy, so they're not too much of a problem. If I only had the Buster, no charge shot, this would be a lot more of a challenge. That was a bit of a close one there. I'm really liking this stage. It's a nice traditional level, better than Flowing Palace. And we get the boss's weakness for holding on to the key for this long. This is definitely a traditional level, true on true, nice difficulty progression. No electric gimmicks though, this is just a hydroelectric dam. But it also has the same traditional length as a traditional NES stage, so that's a plus. Time to fight WolfMan and his infinitely respawning tellies. So that was the end of Hydroelectric Storage. Out of all the 5 levels I played in this part, I'd say that this is my favorite one. The stage Only I Asked For by CSketch would also be an honorable mention, but it was really brought down by several of the aforementioned issues. Specifically those segments with the footholders and some of the hitbox issues. If I didn't have those, it would definitely be an honorable mention. So in the next part, I'll be covering a bunch of more of your submit levels. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!